Hey, what's up? It's 11:56 a.m. Wednesday, January 3rd. Happy New Year. I've got the New Year's message all ready to go, and I'm sure it'll infuriate some people. I hope other people will see it for what it is and maybe, read between the lines and try to understand that I'm about, passion and truth and beauty, and even finding those things in ugly and horrible places and in ugly and horrible language, and and I'd also like to thank people who've commented, and especially the people who've disagreed with me, who have actually sent me really intelligent comments. I really appreciate that, and it's given me a lot to think about. And I should say I'm sorry about the swearing. Um, Look, dude, I always have, I always will. I really, I'm working on it. I really, truly am working on it, because, like, I know it sounds stupid, and I know swearing is like the refuge of the ignorant, and it just gets out, and I'm better than I used to be. Trust me. Um, I'd also like to dedicate this to a couple of people. I'd like to dedicate this to George W. Bush. Have a good year there, buddy. And sincerely, I'd like to dedicate this to a friend of mine, my friend Corinne, who's lives in New Zealand, and who I love to distraction. She's always inspired me with her strength and her beauty and her passion and her unbelievable will to overcome massive trials and tribulations, and it's really truly been an inspiration, and I'm lucky as hell to have her as a friend, and to have her love, and to have her respect. So this piece is also for her, and it's called Freedom. Revolutions of the mind and spirit, the tongue forming the words, and with lips in a sibilant hiss. Fuck you and all who agree with you, and to mean it, to really mean it, with every fiber of your being. A rebel yell at midnight, and a scream in the face of frightened cops standing loosely, white knuckles clutching steel batons, waiting for anything that appears different, not of the norm. Revolutions of the body aching to fuck who it wants to, when it wants to, and as savagely or as nicely as it demands from the moment, to hear the ragged breathing echo off the walls, the moans and thrashings of lust, heads full of cocks and cum, and pleasures as dark as sin, confessing to none and professing to all, men holding hands on the way to the altar, and women, and even me, pervert, drunk, drug-addled poet, at odds with religion, but okay with God. Give me whiskey and temper. Give me hatred and bile, and all things sick and maniacal, and I will turn them and shape them into a ghastly beauty, a poem that strikes discordant notes but underlies with heavy harmonies of truth and justice, and what was once some kind of American way, but no more. The king is dead, and with him, brought down to nothing, resting in the slag and abiding in the muck, are the rest of us, callous, brutish, and wonderfully twisted against the shining white lie of a little white house. Madness, treachery, mayhem, protest and explosions of beauty and truth. Just erase the word freedom. I don't know why. Backspace, backspace, backspace et al. Until a clear paragraph, with nothing I can think of, no profundities, no wit or wisdom, but melancholy infused with the opiates of rage and loathing, and even fear. Fear and loathing. Thanks, Doc. Fear and loathing, filled with wonderment at it. Examine it. Study it. This is how we're supposed to feel. This is their victory. This is their parade down Main Street. USA, 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 USA. Fear and loathing on parade, on display, wrapped in the red, white, and blue of Old Glory herself. Fear as patriotism. Loathing as common sense. It's beautiful in all its horrid elegance. Freedom. This time I didn't erase it. No time for backspaces or elongations or deeper thoughts cast into the void of this, whatever this is. I don't know. I just started to write with an idea and a person on my mind who always manages to inspire these thoughts of mine. I see her smiling even now. She gets it and understands it, maybe even better than I. Freedom is something she understands, from oppression of self, and from under the cruel thumb of diktat, of dogma, of shameless spewing rhetoric as attractive as shit on a sidewalk. Thank you, Allen Ginsberg. I long to hold you tonight, dream with you, share in the America of your vision, profound and beautiful, earthy and resonant, demanding justice and seeking the mystical in all things. I love you. All of you. Rebels and outlaws, traitors and heretics. You are more than beautiful. You are necessary. You are primary, and have a special place in the word freedom, nudged between the O's perhaps, but more likely sandwiched somewhere near the beginning, the root of the word, the development of the idea from the root, the realization of the idea through the dream, and through the revolution of a spirit yearning to be free. Freedom. Happy New Year's.